this
So
works.
picture this: Derek's doing this interview at 3 in the morning, and I'm just waking up, and he just going to bed. So it's almost like we're in China and Canada, but we're like really we live in the same in the
Yeah.
same country.
Getting from 25K to like 70K, I started to realize like back when I was at 25, I didn't even understand how somebody could have like I remember I see like Brandon Harding's channel. I'm like, how's this guy who's like, I don't know, probably like a couple of years younger than me or something. He's like, he started YouTube at like later than I did. And he's like, his channel is like 500,000 subscribers. I'm like, how is that even possible? Like this guy, like, this is a whole realm of understanding. Like, I don't get it, you know, like, I don't understand how somebody could be this big of a social media personality. How do you even get there? Like, what the fuck? Like, how did that guy grow? How did he go from zero to this? Like, I couldn't conceive or wrap my head around it. So yeah, like when I saw channels like that, I couldn't wrap my head around even like getting from zero to that. I just, for some reason in my head, I thought they were always big somehow. I'm like, something happened that put them up there. They got, I don't know. I just couldn't wrap my head around how you get to here. Me going from 25,000 to like 70 with those kind of videos with some of my information in there and the information getting propped up a little bit by those videos too. Going to 70, I was like, wow, that's like pretty close to 100. And I'm like, that's like in the realm of what I would consider like a big YouTuber, like over 100,000 subscribers. And I'm like, huh, you actually can like become a big like YouTuber. Like you can actually do this. At that point, I was like, okay, like I always felt like I had high quality information too. And it was just a matter of time, but also like the way I presented it. And I don't know, something about it. I was like, I always felt like my information was superior to the people who had like there was people putting out shitty information that had like millions of subscribers. And these are the same people we do like videos reacting to. I was like, these guys are putting out these videos and they have this following. Obviously, it must be possible for me to get there somehow. I just need to post more, I guess. So then I started posting more and also starting to integrate the stuff and then that we talked about and get to 70. Once I got to 70, I was like, okay, like now I know what I need to do. I need to post more and I need to integrate this kind of like, you know, more popular entertaining content with the information and just like slowly evolved into this hybrid structure that is like how sort of, you know, we're both kind of posting now. So like around the 70K mark is like where I realized like shit's getting real and like I can actually do this. And I think the turning point was not, even though Connor Murphy video was the first one that went viral, wasn't until I had like 4 or 5 like viral videos. And when I say viral, you know, like at the time 300,000 views was like viral to me. So
Oh
like
yeah.
I had like a couple of those and I was like, okay, like I can do this more than once. This isn't like the algorithm like just randomly like throwing me a bone like on the Connor Murphy one. Like that was, I can almost guarantee if I posted that video at any other time or day or week, somehow it wouldn't have done as well. Cause I saw people try and like replicate the same video for other celebrities. Like I think John Bravo did one about Callum Von Moger's hair loss too. Didn't do well, even though it was like the exact there was nothing better about mine necessarily than John's. And John's like a very good, eloquent speaker and has high quality camera like presence and whatnot. And I was like, okay, this was like a bone that YouTube threw me. That's what I thought at the time. But then once I did it like a few times, I was like, okay, like I have a system now and a blueprint. And I went from 25 to 70, felt really good about my system now, how to go about scaling it, started hiring, you know, the editors and stuff. And then, you know, from there, it's like exponential. So that for me was like a big turning point in like viral content is having a handful of those videos kind of pop off. I imagine it was a similar story for you, just earlier. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, even at 30, even I remember meeting Brandon Harding, and even by then I'd done a video talking about his cycle, and I remember meeting him and thinking like already in my mind I was like, I'm going to get 1 million followers. Like I just could feel it kind of. And before I got to 100, I was like, by the time I get the plaque, I might be at 1 million. Like I just had so much
Yeah.
confidence it's going to happen. So, and everything just kept going the right way. And I never saw any like major problems or dips or any reason it should kind of die off.
Yeah.
And some people, they for a while, they're like, you're a has been, you're washed up. And I'm like, why? Because I only got 15 million views this month instead of my peak at almost 20. It's like,
Yeah.
it's not doing that bad. I mean, if you're getting 10 million views in a month, you're doing really good. So I'm
People
like,
don't get too that the views when you're like building your subscriber base, it's easier to get subscribers for that same amount of views because no one's seen you. So it's like you getting anyone saying you're falling off is looking at your average subscriber amount increase on Social Blade probably and seeing that
Yeah.
it used to be like what 2,000 a day, now it's 1,000, but you're still getting like 500, 600,000 views a day. You just have 1.1 million subscribers, so a lot of people have seen it already. That's
Yeah,
like,
people are critiquing, oh, you don't get that many views per video. I'm like, but I make 14 a week. If I made one, my entire audience would be like, finally, and they would all watch that. So it's total views and like, and not just views. Are they actually watching the video? Like some people watch a video and they tune out in 1 minute. Well, that doesn't do anything for you. So it's like, how much are they actually watching? Are they enjoying it? And do they recommend it? And so overall, I mean, it's extremely positive. And I don't think it's a washed up channel in the slightest, just because I have over 1 million followers and my videos don't all get like 300,000 views doesn't mean anything to me.
I don't like. I remember when I saw each video you did got over 100,000, and I was like, at the time, I was like happy if I got over like 10,000 a video or something, and I was like, it was unfathomable to me to see consistent hitting. I felt like you could talk about literally like, look at what is, I don't know, like here's the
there
shit
was
I
no
took.
doing bad.
100,000.
Exactly.
It was like anything would work, and but yeah, like even now though, it's like a bad video for you is like 50, 60, 70,000.
Yeah.
And that's like, that's the
in a
day after.
In one day, if it's like 50 to 70, it's kind of a lower off
and it
kind of
builds
video.
up to like 100 over the week still anyway. So it's like, I don't know how anyone could say it's fallen off. It's like, if anything, better or the same as it's always been. Like,
it's fluctuated. I had like max like just under the 20 million views in a month, and then I went down to maybe 12, and now it's at like 17 or something. It's like it's fluctuating. I'm like, it's not doing bad. And a lot, like you got to think, people that followed me 2 years ago, half of them aren't watching me anymore. They've already learned everything I could show. Like there's only so many times I can calories in and out and talk about the cookbook. Like, so to have all those people watching you, like, I mean, even a Jeff Cavalier with 10 million followers, it's not like he gets 10 times the views that I would get. He might get double, but not 10 times more, because people who follow you from 5 years ago, are they really watching you anymore?
I wonder if Will Tennyson's at 1 million yet, because I'm thinking
he is not at 1 million yet.
Oh, you know what he's at?
Oh, I don't know exactly what he's at, but if he was at 1 million, I'm pretty confident we would know that he is. And I can't spoil how many he has, but it's not 1 million.
Yeah, because I was thinking by now
a good race would be who gets first, you or Will. That would be a very fun like challenge, so to speak.
Because I thought he was at like, I did a calculation video on him, like, oh, and he messaged me and he was like, well, I'm not gonna say what he said, but like, yeah, like I thought he would be like pretty like striking distance of it by now. Like, I don't know. So
it's just harder to continuously get even more followers, because you get that whole market of like, I ate like this person, I'm on this diet, I'm doing this training style. And so you build up a following really quick. Then after a while, it's like, well, now I need to get new followers. For me, like I would say Will could do varied content, like something different, like totally different. And maybe that would build it up. But although not everyone wants to do different topics, like, I mean, I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to do as many different styles of videos to please everyone, like weight loss, weight, whatever. But not everyone can do that. You know, and if you don't vary up your topics, I think a channel is like a 3-year kind of like, you can succeed well for 3 years and then the channel dies. You need to change things up. So that's what I'm trying to avoid. That's why I keep doing different stuff. Like these interviews, it's like, I couldn't just keep screaming and doing natty or nots forever. It was just like, that's it. So I'm trying to do different type of content.
Yeah. Like one thing I've noticed, it's a lot of like the biggest fitness channels are like the most dead channels, which is crazy. Like they're like multiple million subscribers, but can't get more than like 10,000 views a video. And it's like, you know, it's crazy. It's like I don't know. It's like sort of good with YouTube where it's like, it doesn't matter what size you are. You're not going to get like a giant advantage from being 2 million versus a guy who's like 200,000 or something. But at the same time, it's like, it also puts you in this weird scenario where you're always forced to perform like as top tier as possible to get the views. Like you can't relax and trust that your subscribership's going to like push your views up the entire way, because you won't even get fed to them, it seems like, if you're not putting out high quality stuff. So it's like, it's good in a way that only the best content, I guess, gets served or the most entertaining to people. But at the same time, it's not really rewarding to creators to get the millions of subscribers when you don't even get like pushed harder, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's frustrating for me because I want to get more new subscribers. And when I do a
Yeah.
video that I think is really good, if I'm not clickbaiting someone or using someone's name or talking about something that's really current, it's just not being watched. So it's frustrating.
Yeah.
So even though I have 1 million followers, I still need to do the same kind of theory that we've used to grow, which is to like use famous names and talk about them in order to provide the educational content.
Yeah. It's funny though, because it's almost like I don't know. It's like I'm used to like making content about people that are like bigger, and it's like after a while you
You're
don't
the
even
bigger.
realize. Yeah, you almost don't realize like, oh well, like shit. Like I've like some guy, you're like, oh, this is like some massive creator, and you're like, oh wait, like, like I'm actually like I'm helping him maybe more than even they realize. You
Oh
know?
yeah, I look at someone like, oh, they got like 800,000 followers. I can use their name. That'll be. I was like, they're a nobody. Like really, their channel's dead now. They only get 8,000
Yeah.
views on a video, and it's like they have a
Yeah.
dead channel, but yet they're so I almost think they're more famous or popular than you are, but yet it's not popular anymore. But if I would have had 10,000 views and did a video on them, it's like, ooh, you're talking about this person. Wow, it's crazy. But then once you
Yeah.
have more followers, then you talk about someone. It's like you're bullying them. So I get called out all the
Yeah.
time. Anyone I do a video on, it's like I'm a bully. But yeah, 2 years ago, I was just calling them out. But now I do the same video, I'm a bully. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
I haven't changed. Like I feel the same on the inside doing a video as before. Just more people
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah. Is there like just in terms of like content creation, is there any regrets you have into like how you allocated your time in your like uprising? Like is there anything you would have done differently if you could go back
I would
in
have
time
hired
or
way more staff way sooner and stopped cooking breakfast and would have had more editors. I would have done everything at such a faster pace, charge more for coaching plans so much sooner, like everything sooner. It's almost like I missed the ball on everything. And I would have started my supplement company like way sooner if I could have. That's the biggest letdown that I've got for anything is like I've lost the multi-millions of dollars from not having supplements, especially on the rise of the like, when you're at 100,000 and that growth, that if I
yeah.
had it already, that everyone would have already got it, then their friends would have got it, would have expanded out. Versus starting now, it's like it's better late than never. But I've missed out
Yeah.
on people who watched me a year ago that probably are like, I don't watch Cook Trade anymore. I learned what I could. Now I moved on.
Yeah, the Gorilla Mind traction is definitely I've had Gorilla Mind since I was like 5,000 subs or something.
Yeah,
So,
there you that like that's huge. That's huge.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At least I
definitely
did a
made big
cookbook
difference.
early enough.
Yeah,
So
man. Like you're pretty diversified otherwise. Like you've a lot of stuff I've wanted to do in terms of like making like courses or like ebooks. Like that's stuff that's like again a straw that broke the camel's back if I added it on my plate. But like I've had some of that stuff on my to-do list for like 2 years.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's no time. You want to do everything, but you don't. It's like the opportunity cost of doing that. You're gonna have to cut out from something else, and it's just not worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. And the supplement company, for example, like Gorilla Mind, it can end up I skim time from it that I don't necessarily want to if I want to do something else, like it can literally be the difference between a product like not even getting reordered, like I mentioned earlier. So
Right.
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to wrap this up. I gotta go golfing.
Oh, nice.
So
Awesome.
we'll have to do this again. But you were definitely the most highly requested of everybody to do like this interview with. And
Oh,
even
cool.
before that, everyone's like, you got to collab with Derek, like
Yeah.
for more than a year. So
Yeah,
finally, it's great to finally have you on and talk about some just random stuff, some science stuff, and just some learning more about your life and stuff like that.
yeah, long overdue. And I appreciate you getting up early to meet me at this time and everything. And
Yeah. So for
a lot of
people
good
that don't
content.
realize this, I wake up at 5:15 a.m. and it's literally like 7 in the morning your time right now.
Yeah, I'd be in bed normally by now, but like this is when I'm like in the middle of something I can get content for, like this is saving me time even though I'm staying up a few hours, later potentially. So this
So
works.
picture this: Derek's doing this interview at 3 in the morning, and I'm just waking up, and he just going to bed. So it's almost like we're in China and Canada, but we're like we live in the same in
Yeah.
the same country. So
yeah, I need to fix my sleep schedule, but
it's pretty crazy. Like it's like you must get up at 2 PM or something.
yeah, today I will be for sure. But yeah, I'm trying to dial it back a bit, but it gets dark so much later now too. So I'm like, I don't know. I'd go to bed at like midnight anyways at the earliest, probably, to be honest. But anyway, I won't hold you up on your golf game. So this was good.
All right, perfect. So anyway, what do I do now?
I think you just press stop recording on the thing.
I'll press stop and then I'll say, let's both do this thing. Until next time, we are out. You got to do it at the same time. Until next time, we are out. There we go. We got some footage of that. I don't know why I do that.
I turned off my recording before I did the outro, but it's all good. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.